Why, Navajo, the idea of using a native people's language was not new. During World War II, the United States had used several native people's languages to successfully transmit messages. So why not use the same codes during World War II? The reason is that after World War I, both Germany and Japan caught on. They sent students to the United States to learn about the different native peoples' languages. The U.S. military knew this, however, and students, German or Japanese, would have had a hard time learning Navajo. It belonged to a different family of languages than many other native peoples' languages. At the time, little had been written about Navajo. The Marines had confidence that no one outside the country would understand the Navajo code, communicating in code. Despite the long history of native peoples it being mistreated by the United States, Johnston was able to line up 29 men based on their ability to speak Navajo. Earlier military policies had turned down Navajo recruits if they could not speak English. Now their ability to speak Navajo was an asset. These soldiers worked with Field Signal School to come up with a system for coding messages. It was based on their language. The coding system had two parts. The first part used Navajo translation of English words to stand for a letter. For example, Navajo word for bear is shash, so the word shash was based for the letter B. The second part of the system gave new military meaning to a list of 211 Navajo words. Those Navajo words were often based on the experience or job of what each one described. For example, owl is used for observation plane. The Navajo word for shark meant destroyer, the type of warship. The submarine was called an ironfish. Navajo people were trained from an early age to listen and learn the story of their people. They not only had great memories, they were also exceptional listeners. The Navajo soldiers had no problem learning the new code. After a brief training period, Johnston's plan was ready to be tested. The Signal Corps did time trials to test how quickly and correctly the Navajo soldier could transmit radio messages. The results were amazing. The code talkers could do in a second what our coder needed half an hour to do. The military quickly adopted the code and began training more code talkers. Many Navajo men were eager to serve. All in all, more than 400 Navajo code talkers served brilliantly in the Pacific. During one of the biggest battles, six code talkers sent and received more than 800 messages in heat of combat without a single error. One of those code talkers, Keith Little. Keith Little described his contribution to the battle. My weapon was my language, and the language probably saved my countless lives. Unsung heroes. Navajo code talkers played an important role in several battles fought in the Pacific during World War II. The Japanese could not make sense of the code. to the United States on September 2, 1945, the code remained a government secret. The Kotaku could not talk about their experiences. They remained silent for years. Despite the Kotaku's loyalty and patriotism, they returned to hard lives after the war. Jobs were tough to find for many former soldiers, and Native people often faced discrimination. Navajo and other Native people in Arizona and New Mexico could not vote until 1948. Those in Utah could not vote until 1957. Finally, in 1968, the secrecy, secrecy around the Code Talkers program ended. Then the world learned about amazing contribution of these men. In 2000, President Clinton signed a law awarding the medal to the 29 original Navajo Code Talkers. The Navajo language and the Code Talkers who spoke it led to the Success Code. To this day, it is the only spoken military code that has never been broken.